have all the CSAs listed there, or you can go to the, let's see, I think it's nationalcsa.org or something like that, or just Google CSA and then your city.
Growing Washington is the name of ours here.
Yep.
Okay, I keep saying, does everybody feel like they want to continue a few more minutes? I don't know. I mean, I'll take a vote.
And answer questions.
Okay. I just am trying to sense when people are feeling tired, but hey, what? If you haven't signed in, please sign in out there. It's not really a petition, it's just what I had on hand to use for a sign-in sheet. But I'll have your contact.
Diane, I have one more question right here, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah. Joy, thank you.
I have a very practical question. Let's say that you, in fact, do want to take your money out of the banks, and you go to them. How do you, in fact, get that money, take it across the border, and deposit it into Canada without creating issues around money laundering and all the other drama that can come if you take large amounts of cash? I mean, what's the physical reality of doing it?
It's actually pretty easy. I just went up there 2 weeks ago, and it's you have to make an appointment to meet with an official at one of the banks. In Surrey, there's CIBC, there's the Royal Bank of Canada. You make an appointment, you go in, and you open an account. And it's really pretty simple. You need your photo ID and your passport. You carry your currency in the form of a money order or a cashier's check, and you deposit it in their bank. And then you need to file a certain form. Forgive me, I don't have that form in my mind, but I have it at home. You file a certain form with the government with your taxes to declare your foreign account. And you pay interest on, or you pay taxes on the interest you earn on that account. I'm sure TurboTax walks you through it.
Okay, let's see. Wally?
Yeah, like what you were saying about taking money out of the banks and
No, we can't hear you.
taking money out of big banks and putting it in small banks.
Correct.
Kind of reminds me of the boycott and grapes back in the 60s.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that's what we need, is a boycott movement to get out of the big banks.
Yep, we do. We need to starve them. We need to starve those beasts. And moving them into local community banks and local credit unions supports your local economy. It's a really good move. I'm concerned about the safety of the U.S. banking system as well. So, but that is an independent choice individuals will have to make.
Lindsay?
My voice isn't very good, but so, when you look into the future and we've got this deficit and we've got these never-ending wars, we've got the extreme climates, we've got the oil spills, we've got the baby boomers getting older, we've got the rising health costs. Like, how does that connect? Like, is it possible that we would see our country default, not be able to pay the Chinese the money that we owe them on our debt? Like, what happens if a country just sort of doesn't have enough money to deal with the obligations they've incurred? It happens, like that's like what happened in Argentina, right? Or what's happening to Greece. And so is that conceivably something we could see with the stresses that are coming on our country? Like, for example, is there going to be any social security for me if I lose what little pension I have, goes down the tube? Like, it seems like so insecure.
Yeah, it
for
is very
us as we're aging, especially those of us that don't have a lot of assets. So I just kind of wonder what you think about that, all those things coming at us that require expenditures, and where's the money going to come from?
Well, I've never lived in a period where I look at the future and just see a big blank. It's so hard to predict exactly what's going to happen, but I can say that a shoe is going to fall. Either it's another economic crisis, it'll be peak oil, it'll be a climate event. And my philosophy, my poor children, they listen to us discuss this at the dinner table all the time, and I think my eldest daughter is ready to crawl into a hole. Be careful what you say to your kids. But I would say hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. And by preparing for the worst, I would encourage people to think through every aspect of their life, how they heat their home, how they transport themselves, where they get the food and water and energy that they need, and try and figure out a way to make yourself as self-sufficient as you possibly can, so that regardless of what happens to our economy, peak oil, or the climate, you are able to tend to the needs of yourself and your family. And in addition, it really makes sense to bond and work with your neighbors and your community so that all of us have the ability to meet basic needs. It's the inability to meet basic needs that really troubles me more than anything, because that's when you get social upheavals. So watch Greece very, very carefully. As goes Greece, I predict, as goes the world. If the austerity that is being forced upon that country to pay off their debt to the financial institutions is going to be so severe, it's going to be a struggle for people to increasingly meet their needs. And how does the government respond to that? Do they respond to that by instituting martial law, or do they respond to that by defaulting on their debt? It's really, we are in a fascinating time. But I would say just hope for the best, but prepare for the worst, and bond with your neighbors. And it could actually, as I tried to point out in this talk, we really need less stuff. We could actually free ourselves up with more time, and with that time we could do things that could create more happiness and health in our community. So it doesn't necessarily have to be doom and gloom.
Hello, I have a feeling that you're talking to a pretty aware crowd here, and I'm wondering, willing to poll the group and see how many people already have a local bank account.
How many people have a local bank account? That's good. Good first step.
So for us, maybe next could that move north or something of that nature, or removing our retirement funds from some structures.
Investing in your future.
Kristi, I have a question for you about money in general, right here. What about converting our money, our dollars, our paper dollars, into hard currency? Gold, silver.
Very expensive right now.
It is expensive, but isn't it a lot safer than paper money?
It is. That's why people are fleeing into gold. Right? That's why the price of gold is going so high. I've investigated this a little bit. It's just buying gold necklaces and jewelry. It needs to be
coin, actual coin.
Yeah. There's a certain type of gold that retain its value. But yeah, I know people doing that, moving into gold.
And it's so yummy. And it's so yummy.
Okay, wow.
Thank you so much.
This has been such a great turnout. And if you don't have a handout, please take one, because your homework assignment is on there. And your congressman's emails and phone numbers and everything. And you should be phoning them at least 2 to 3 times a week. And or emailing them, and keep up on the issues on the baseline scenario and the New Way Forward website. And, as Tom Hartman always says about democracy, tag, you're it.